What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Welcome to the World of Sports. I'm your host, John Kolar, along with my two co-hosts, Braxton Brown and Eddie Lewis. How y'all doing today, fellas?
Feeling good. Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
I'm all right.
Yeah, all right. We're gonna get into it. Then we're gonna understand why you just all right. Um, so last night we had a double header in Monday Night Football. The Texans took on the Buccaneers at home, and the Buccaneers won on a late touchdown and ended up getting a victory by 1 point. And the Chargers just dominated the Raiders in the later game. But we're gonna start with the first game, man. I know y'all got some frustrations with the Texans, so I'm gonna just go ahead and allow y'all to get them out. So the floor is y'all.
Bryce, you want to start or?
Floor is yours, man. Floor is yours.
Hey. I was just so disappointed in what I seen Monday night, man. Yesterday at about 10 08-ish. The defense was playing an amazing game until, Henry Tortor missed the game-winning sack on 4th and 10 and let Baker get out and rush for the first down as more, and that led to them scoring 6 seconds left. And after he got that first down, I knew it was over with. But I don't blame the defense, although it should have made that tackle, because the offense was just, we couldn't put the ball in the end zone. We moved the ball well. Penalties messed us up a lot. Horrible play calling by the OC. We have a problem, a big problem in Houston. We need to address this situation quick before we won't be a playoff team this year. And if we're not a playoff team this year, then we are taking a step back, a big step back from everything that we've done since 2018.
Yeah, I would agree with most of what you said. I just don't understand how we go into another season with the same problems that we had last year pretty much being on display. The offense not showing up. Defense, I ain't gonna lie. This was the first time where I was like, okay, the defense looked pretty similar to the offense, in which we was giving up runs and things of that nature. Like no sides of the ball really showed up to play in this game. And considering we were already 0-1, I thought I would see more hunger from this team, and I didn't see that. And that starts from the top down. I mean, this is my first time doing this on this podcast, but I got to criticize my quarterback just a little bit. Not necessarily saying that it's all his fault, but a big part of it is for him to be able to make this situation better. The offensive line, we know it's not that great, but there's some throws there that I wish he could have back. I mean, it's inaccurate throws, things of that nature, like things that we've been dealing with for quite some time. So I think at what point is it like we're tired of being the status quo and we're ready to take that next leap? Because we've seen this. Like, we know the story. Before the game even starts, we know what type of game it's going to be. And, like, it's on them to make the change, not us as fans. We could want it as bad as we want. But if they don't want to make the change and be a better team and work hard to get to where they need to be, then this is what the result is going to be every week.
Yeah. But I say the only con or the good thing that I see out of these Texans is that I don't think we'll ever get blown out. I think we've always been in the game just because of that defense and the people we have on that side of the ball. It's that they're aggressive, and we have good DBs that can, match up and follow, as like Sting did yesterday. He'll follow the top guy. Then we got Kamara on the other side that can do that as well. So I just think that if the offense doesn't match the intensity of the defense early, then it can be a long night, as we saw yesterday, and we just didn't finish, bro. I feel like that's the biggest thing for the Texans is just finishing, because we be in the game. You just got to make the right play, and then the penalties. Penalties are another big thing that hurts us. Like, we'll do something great, but it's a penalty. Flag on play every time. Like, it gets to a point, and it's very frustrating, But I ain't go jump ship yet. I don't think it's not time to panic. But if we lose a couple more in a row, we have another talk. But that's it. That's all I got.
I got one more thing to say on it. Just so far, we've just really looked like a undisciplined team, like as far as penalties And like you were saying, well, you said penalties, but also like when it comes to the play calling, I mean, some of those play calls at the end of the game was just horrible. We on 4th and 1, and we decide to move the pocket to go and throw the ball to Nico, and it wasn't even catchable, to be honest. We had 4 plays to get 1 yard. We couldn't get it done. We bring in a new OC, and like I said, having the same problem. So right now it's just like it's a lack of addressing situations and getting better, and that's a scary place to be. So what do you think, John?
I ain't got too much, as much thought as y'all on this, but from what I seen last night, like Eddie said, the offense just is stagnant. Can't run the ball. Um, can't really protect CJ like y'all need to. Ty Bulls sent blitzes all night, and they were just getting after CJ. The defense played well. They really did. They played well after Baker and them did what they had to do in the first few minutes of the game by going score a couple touchdowns. I mean, the defense held them all the way to the end, and they ended up, they played well, but they didn't come through when it mattered the most for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So another thing I want to say is, like CJ on the offensive side of the ball, I think he needs more help. And I know they tried to go out and they went and got, Christian Kirk to try to alleviate some of those problems. But I mean, if he can't stay healthy, what good does that do? You know what I'm saying? So it's a bunch of problems that y'all got, mainly on the offensive side of the ball. But I think they're fixable. You know what I'm saying? I think they're fixable. I don't know what y'all schedule look like to see if it, favors y'all in a way that y'all got an easy schedule, but they definitely gonna have to get some wins going here because 0-2 is not a good start for a team that's trying to make the playoffs.
Yep. And we got division game next week with Jacksonville, so that's more important, truly, because we lost to two NFC teams, so we definitely need a division win. So
Yeah. Moving to the second game of Monday night, the Chargers dominated the Raiders in Las Vegas. They just got after Geno Smith all night. Are the Chargers the new team of the AFC West?
it's hard to say right now, but I've always been like a fan of Herbert, and I don't think I think people sleep on him now just like because he had a couple off years of injuries or whatever may be the case. But I always liked the Chargers. They was kind of sneaky, and I consider them a playoff team. And I think they can be the new rulers of the division, especially with the Chiefs and how they looking right now. So they got a lot to figure out on that end. So right now, I think they can strike while it's hot and be the best team in the division. How you feel, Bryce?
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. I think they showed me something different this year in the sense that usually last year they was more of a run first team, like really trying to run the ball. And I think John Harbaugh, he kind of, or is it Jim or John? It's Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh showed like he's not afraid to let Herbert do what he wants to do, like be the quarterback that he wants to be and be the quarterback that we expect him to be. Herbert has had a lot of expectations. People are very high on Herbert, like you are, Eddie. And I think it's just time for now we starting to see some of the things that we've been waiting to see. Like, can y'all do it later in the season? That's yet to be seen. But right now, y'all are planting the seeds for a good season moving forward, I think.
Yeah, man. Just some quick thoughts on that, man. Me personally, over the last 2 weeks, the Chargers look like a top five team in the NFL. Just because of the way the defense been playing, man. Like they getting after the quarterback, real talk. Like Geno Smith had no time to do anything last night, and they couldn't run the ball with Ashton Genty. And Herbert just looked like a better player this year. Like usually you'll see Herbert trying to force the ball downfield, throw in tight windows. But like last night, I seen there was times where he looked down the field to, possibly throw that deep shot, but when nothing was open, he did what was right and he took the check down. And so I think that's just been helping their offense advance. And I think the addition of Keenan Allen coming back to the team has helped him a lot because their chemistry is just so good. So I think that the Chargers have looked real good in the first 2 weeks, and I would say they're a top five team in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Staying in the AFC West, man, the Chiefs fall to the Eagles 20-17, and they also fall to 0-2. So, what do y'all have to say about the Chiefs, man? Are we looking? Is it looking like the dynasty run is over?
You know I'm happy, man. I do not like the Chiefs in any form or fashion. So I'll be the first to say I do not feel sorry for them for their struggles, anything. I'm happy to see it, but because Mahomes, he's still doing Mahomes stuff with his throws, so I don't think anyone should be upset. I think it's a little shocking, but with the injuries, I mean, what all can you expect? Injuries, and then without Rasheed on offense and Travis on here, it looked like he ready to just go and be married with Taylor Swift. So I don't think his mind in the right spot to win another Super Bowl. So I'm not shocked, but I am happy that the Chiefs are not doing good right now, and I hope it stays that way. But yeah, how you guys feel?
First of all, you wrong for bringing up that man married life. But anyways, I think personally, I feel bad for the Chiefs. I'm gonna be honest. That was not a football game. That was not a football game. They went up there. They ran the ball. They gave it to Saquon every play. And then when it was fourth and short or third and short, I mean, should the tush push be banned? No. But should the tush push be banned? Yes. Okay. Like you cannot keep doing this every time it's fourth and one, like short yardage situation. You can't even guard it. First of all, a lot of times they false starting, they not calling it, and then not only that, but like I said, there's nothing you can do. The defense can't stack players up against the line like that. So why are you gonna let the offense do it? I think that's not fair. But I'm not here to just talk about that. Let's talk about the game. Mahomes, he's in a bad situation right now. Travis Kelce looking like he on the decline. There was a touchdown he should have had. He let it fall off his hands. I mean, it's things around Mahomes that's making this bad. I don't think he trusts the line. So it looked bad for them moving forward, but I was not impressed by that Eagles win. They barely had 100 passing yards, and that's what they're going to do. Like every game.
Hey man, as long as you find a way to win. What Brian Kelly said, the stats don't matter, you know. That don't matter. So as long as you find a way to win, that's all that matter. And as far as the touch push goes, I mean, it's a people gonna say it's not a football play, but I mean, you gotta line up and stop it. These people been running that play for 3 years, bro. You would think somebody would figure out how to stop this play, bro. Like it's not that complex, bro. And as far as I know what you're talking about when you say they jumping outside, cause I seen the clip, but for me looking at the clip, it looked like the Chiefs jumped first, and that's what made the offensive line jump. And you know they didn't call a penalty on both sides, so I mean you can't really get mad at that. But as far as the Chiefs, man, like you said, Travis Kelce. The last 2 years, he just looked like he ain't that same player no more. I don't know if Taylor Swift got something to do with that, or you know.
Hey, what y'all got against Taylor
Hey,
Swift?
hey,
Yeah,
man, before she came in the picture, he was balling. You know what I'm saying? He was still doing this thing, and now it's like ever since she came in the picture, he just ain't been that same player no more. I don't know if that got something to do with it, or if he's really on a decline. You know, as an aging player, but he just really ain't the same player no more. Like y'all said, he dropped that touchdown pass. That's not something we usually see from him, and you know what? I ain't gonna count the Chiefs out now because with Xavier Worthy being out and Rasheed Rice being out, that's huge. So I think once they get those players back, the offense is gonna look similar to what we are accustomed to seeing from the Kansas City Chiefs. But they gotta start finding a way to win games because just like the Texans 0-2 is not a good start for somebody that's trying to make a run at the playoffs, you know. So yeah, but I think the Chiefs will be all right for sure.
That last part hurt, but like you were saying, I do think this is not the addition of the Chiefs team that we were supposed to be seeing. Like this was supposed to be the Rasheed Rice and Xavier Worthy show, not Travis Kelce. He was just supposed to be the little accent piece.
why y'all so hurt, bro? It's the Chiefs, bro. Y'all,
I'm
you
not
can't.
hurt. You hear me? I'm not hurt. Cause get what? They won two just like my team won two. So at the end of
Y'all on two right now.
the
Okay,
yep,
y'all the
you
same boat.
sure is right. You sure is right. Uh, moving on, the Bengals got the dub over the Jacksonville Jaguars this weekend, 31, what it was, 31-27. And but they lose Joe Burrow for 3 months due to a turf toe injury, and you know the injury requires surgery. So are the Bengals still a playoff team without Joe Burrow? And is it time to start having conversations about Joe Burrow's durability and his ability to be on the field?
They definitely not a playoff team without Joe Burrow because Jake Browning, even though he won Bryce the game last year, boy, that dude is terrible. Terrible. Like you came in what second quarter and he had three picks, bro. We thought DJ Lagway was bad. Oh my gosh, bro. Jake Browning. Oh my god, that was terrible. And now he got the best duo in wide receiver. All you gotta do is give him the ball, which he did, and they made it play. But then him he the starter for 3 months. Ooh, Joe better find a way to get out there sooner than later.
Yeah, I can't even defend Jake Browning this week. I mean, even though he won the game, it didn't look good. But I do think we do need to start having that conversation about Joe Burrow's health. I seen a TikTok that really made me think about some things and think about what could be the potential if he keeps getting hurt. I mean, every year it seemed like it's something. Somebody made an edit with him and Andrew Luck. I hope that's not his story. I really don't. I really don't. But the injuries are becoming too consistent of a theme, and I would hate for his career to go like in this like path. Every year we always wishing for the best and hoping Joe Burrow do something, and he always gets hurt. What do y'all think?
Honestly, bro, the whole Joe injury thing is crazy to me because like in college he never really dealt with injuries. So it's kind of confusing as to why he's dealing with so many injuries in the NFL because he was never that person, 2 years with his 2 years at LSU. I hope, like you said, I hope it's not he's not going down that Andrew Luck path because Joe Burrow is such a dynamic quarterback. Like when he's healthy, bro, he's a top 3 or 4 quarterback in the league. So I don't want to see him go down that path like that because I think when the Bengals do put the necessary pieces around him, as far as the offensive line goes, he can lead them to a Super Bowl as we've seen. What it was his first or second year in the league. So I mean, I don't know, man. The Bengals got to do a better job of protecting him though, because since Joe's been in Cincinnati, we that's been a reoccurring theme. His offensive line has just been bad. Like it's just really been bad. Even when they went to the Super Bowl, he had playoff games where he got sacked 11 times, 8 times in the Super Bowl. So like they just got to do a better job protecting him. As far as Jake Browning goes, I mean, I don't know, man. I would say that they would be a playoff team if they had a better defense. But the
Mm.
fact that the defense can't hold up and, give them the stops that they need, especially with a quarterback of Jake Browning's caliber, he's a I ain't saying he garbage, you know what I'm saying, but he's a mediocre quarterback. Like he's not gonna win games. Like you're not gonna win games because of him, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I ain't gonna rule them out just yet because maybe the defense can play better. But I don't know. I think it's a long shot. But they got those 2 guys on the at receiver that could make plays for him. So we'll see how it goes.
They ain't going nowhere without Joe, bro. Let's be real, bro. I'm sorry. Y'all know I love Joe to death, but that
Really,
you know how bad that defense is.
really and truly, Joe only gonna be out till December. So like, if they can just stay competitive and win some games until he be able to come back, then they might have a chance.
What they gotta win? What, 5 games, 5, 6 games to get, because you gotta look at the division
Doing
too.
know already. So they gotta win about 6 or 7 games. Yeah,
You telling me Jake Brown go win you 6 games?
he might.
Well, hold on now. They said they was thinking about bringing in some folks. It
They
might get.
bought in they bought in 2 quarterbacks today.
Yeah.
Sean Clifford and Mike White, boy. They ain't moving the needle for
Yeah,
you.
I don't know if they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Go get a little door. They better go do.
Moving on, man, to a game that rivaled Eddie's game of the year. I seen people in the comments saying Eddie, crowning the Bills and the Ravens as game of the year week 1 was kind of crazy. But we got another spectacular game this week between the Cowboys and the Giants. The Cowboys edged out a win 40-37 in overtime after a Brandon Aubrey field goal. Um, Man, let's have some candid conversations about Russell Wilson. Is it time for the Giants to move on to Jackson Dart and bench Russ?
I don't think it's time just yet, but I tell you what, that leash is real tight right now, and it's short. Because Russ, he didn't play horrible. Like he was a professional. He not the Russ of old that we know the Super Bowl Russ, but he still got that great moon ball that got neighbors in the end zone a couple times. It just sometimes he makes those those dumb plays, and he holds the ball for a minute, and he can't move like he used to. So I also think that's another reason we seeing his decline right now. But I don't think it's time just yet. But they did play Dart a little bit, so I think they telling Russ, hey, they like pat him on the back. You better hurry up, get right, because the Dart right, he got his helmet on sideline. He ready to come in. So
Yeah, I think I'm a big Jackson Dart fan. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he could be a good quarterback in the league. I'm not ready. Even with saying that, I'm not ready to move on from Russ though, because I mean, I think if they don't let the Cowboys go get that field goal to end the game, we look at this game a little different. He had two great touchdown passes to Malik Neighbors, and he managed the game pretty well. So I think I don't want to make any too crazy decisions off one game or two games to say the least. But I do think they should hold off on that just a little bit. Like let Russ at least get a couple more games under his belt before you decide to make that move because he did look good at points.
Yeah, man, like you said, he did look good at points, but he also looked horrible against the Commanders the week before. And like we was talking about the game on Sunday, and that it was like, and I asked the question, and that it was like, they in that position because of Russ, so he don't think that they should bench him. But yeah, they was in that position because of Russ, but they also lost the game because of Russ too, because he threw that stupid interception at the end of the game. I think the writing's on the wall, man. Jackson Dart is going to be the starting quarterback at some point in the season, just because when before the season they upgraded him to the number two spot on the depth chart when you got Jameis Winston there. If they wasn't ready to play Jackson Dart, he would have been number three on the depth chart, and Jameis Winston would have been number two. But instead, it's vice versa. So I think that the writing's on the wall, and we're gonna see Jackson Dart play a full game at some point this season. I just don't know when. But if the Giants keep losing games, I think Jackson Dart is definitely going to be in there at some point this season. Quickly though, y'all think the Cowboys are a playoff team?
in that division, Eagles, Commanders, it's gonna be tough. That might be a wild card team, but I don't see him as a playoff team. I don't.
I'll give him a little bit more credit. I'll say that was a tough game. Division games are always the toughest, so I'm not gonna make too much out of that. They got the win, regardless of how it was done. So I think next week will give me a better view of what they are as a team. But 1-1 to start the year is not too bad. I think they can make the playoffs.
Yeah. We gonna see. I don't know how I feel about the Cowboys yet, just yet. I think they feel like they got better actually by giving away Micah because they got Kenny Clark. But I mean that pass rush was non-existent on Sunday. I seen times where Russ had a lot of time in the pocket to go through his reads and make the plays that he wanted. So that pass rush got to get better. The offense looks good though with CD and Pickens, and Javonte Williams actually looks like the Javonte Williams of before he tore his ACL. So I don't know, man. I just gotta keep my eye on him out throughout the season. I'm not gonna say that it's impossible, but I think that they could sneak in the playoffs. They could sneak in the playoffs for sure. But coming up after this break, man, we're gonna talk about the WNBA playoffs that has started, and we're gonna get some thoughts on college football, man. Y'all keep it locked right here to Welcome to the World Sports Podcast.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Welcome to the World of Sports podcast. We're about to talk about the ladies. We're going to talk about WNBA. We've been talking about the playoffs. It started yesterday. What's some matchups y'all ready to see, man? What's got y'all the most excited?
I ain't gonna say no matchup I'm ready to see, but I'm excited to watch them Aces, man. Asia MVP, I would say. I don't know if they gave it to her yet. It was because it was Nafisa before she got hurt, and then Asia and Asia just went on a crazy run, so I think she pretty much got it locked up. But I just think they're the team to beat. They're the heavy favorites to win it all. So the them and the Lynx for me.
Yeah, I ain't got much to say. I agree with Eddie 100%, man. Aces, man, because they've been on a tear. I think what they was on like a 17, 18 game win streak before the season ended. So that's the two I want to see, the Aces and the Lynx.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm interested to see how the Liberty perform as well. They, winning the championship last year. I thought, that it was a good performance from them last season. They've been doing okay, not really too great, but I want to see how they perform in the playoffs. That's when everybody rises up to the occasion. So I want to see what they have. But I will say this: I have been enjoying watching the WNBA this year. I think the league is definitely growing. I hate what's going on in Chicago with Angel Reese. I wish, she had better talent around her. And I wish, Caitlin Clark was more healthy this year. But, we'll hopefully those things change next season. So,
Yeah, what about LePage? LePage, I get some love too. She
oh, yeah, yeah.
been a
Hey,
year.
One rookie of the year.
rookie of the year. Shout out to her. She really did do good this season on a team in which I expected more from them with Arike Agumbawale. I thought they was gonna be nice this year, but she's had her issues this year, and you know, but Paige still was hooping. So shout out to her.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next topic, college football week 4 coming up, but week 3 just wrapped up. We had some interesting matchups this week. What was y'all biggest takeaways from CFB week 3?
I think you know what our biggest takeaway was.
It was a lot of takeaways.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna go through this quickly. Uh, Clemson losing to Georgia Tech was a shocker to me. I really didn't want Clemson to be bad because that kind of tarnishes our win against them a little bit. But I think Georgia Tech is a good football team, and also Notre Dame losing to Texas A&M kind of shook up a little bit of conversation around them whether they're gonna make the playoffs or not. And of course, Brian Kelly with his dispute with the reporter at the end of the game. Uh, was he in the wrong? I don't know. I kind of feel like they both was in the wrong because the reporter should have knew. It's a heated moment after the game. You know, Brian Kelly understand that the offense ain't doing good. You know what I'm saying? So it's no need to ask that. But he also could have handled that question a little better because that I don't know, man. He just could have handled that better. He was a kind of a-hole. So yeah.
Honda, he was definitely one for sure. I mean, from the reporter side, they was just doing their job. Now, could they have asked him a question to butter him up a little bit? Yeah, but they don't have to. And knowing that the offense was horrible, he should expect them the questions to be asked. So I don't think that was professional. That's why he apologized because he was definitely in the wrong, in my opinion. And I think moving forward, he should just just be professional and answer the question, man. Like this was going on, so you got to be the coach. They pay you all the money. Take the as John like said, take the blame, take the fall for it. So hey, handle it. How you feel about it, Brax?
Yeah, I will say it was very funny to watch. I do think he was in the wrong just because, like you said, they are doing their job. But I think really that just only amplified the situation. That to me made me feel less confident that you know what you're doing on the offensive side. If you're that defensive with the reporter, it must be getting under your skin a little bit that your offense isn't performing the way they need to. One thing that did come out of this week, though, was that Garrett Nussmeier has a torso injury he's been dealing with. So maybe that's why the offense is slowed up a little bit. He probably won't be able to deal with that till the bye week. So when those things kind of fix up after, Southeastern and all that, maybe it'll help them out. Other than that, another big takeaway that I did take from the week, DJ Lagway, he's not good. He's not good.
Horrible. 5 picks.
Hey man,
5 picks, bro.
that Valley got to him and that defense got to him. I ain't gonna say he ain't good, but if he had 5 picks, man, he had a rough night for sure. He had a rough night for sure.
Maybe
I'm benching them, bro. Like for the second string of freshman. Like DJ, I'm
I mean,
sorry,
he
bro.
was 6-1 going in. I mean, finishing the season last season, but
maybe
and that was his first true role start as the quarterback. So
You
Yeah,
got the best score too, so I don't know what's the issue.
yeah. I will say that Texas A&M win did surprise me just because of the simple fact, Notre Dame, they coming off of a championship run, not the win, but the run itself. And to go against Texas A&M, I mean, that's a team that LSU is gonna have to face coming up soon. So I think, it's a lot of competition in the SEC. Oklahoma looked good. I mean, hey, it's a tough SEC, and it's a lot of other good teams as well.
I
Uh,
think
and hold on, one other thing. I wanted to also say about the Colorado Buffaloes. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anymore. I think with Shador gone, it's just not good.
yeah, we don't gotta
I'm
good
off
luck.
Colorado.
You don't say too crazy nothing about prime time because we got respect for them, but just they're not in the best predicament right now. So
I
yeah,
mean, what you expect? He's starting a third string quarterback, bro. When you got a transfer quarterback and a 5-star on your roster. I
Saul
mean,
look good though.
he look what
He
with two
look good, bro.
interceptions, bro.
Well, besides interceptions, he look good, bro.
Hey, the interceptions are part of the game, bro.
DJ do five of them, I know. But yeah, hey, I don't know, but the Aggies definitely impressed me. So I'm definitely circling that game for LSU. I think that'll be a tough one for sure for us. And I feel bad for South Carolina too because Sellers being, injured, that's gonna hurt them a lot. So I don't know if they are a threat anymore. But don't sleep on Vandy with Diego now.
I also got to say one more game, the Georgia versus Tennessee game. I thought that was really good. I think Georgia showed me that they got fight even when the game doesn't go as well as it should. I think they showed that they could respond. So shout out to them in Tennessee. That's a tough loss. You got a field goal kicker missing the kick. That's a tough loss.
Yeah, Tennessee did look good though. I will say that Georgia defense. I think Georgia defense is really good. So just the fact that Tennessee went out there and was moving the ball with ease on them, that's a great testament for them. So I'm excited to see what they do after that loss.
Yep, I bet you Nico wish he stayed.
All right, so it's time for the best part of the show, the Black Spotlight. I'll start today for my Black Spotlight. I chose Cassinet, on the number one streamer in the world right now. Kai, he come a long way, man, from New York with rats to having mafia-thons and bringing everybody that we grew up watching onto the show. He got the Disney characters on there. He got the Jonas Brothers. He got the American Got Talent, an American Idol host up there. He got Mariah Carey. He got Ray J. You name it, he got him on. He got a contact for him. So I'm happy just to see him winning, man. He deserved it. He worked hard and he giving people entertainment. As myself, he entertained pause. He keep me entertained every night. With the mafia thing. I tell Braxton all the time, just tune in because it always give you a good laugh before you put the lid down. So shout out Kyle and then my back spot for today.
Yes, shout out to Kai, man. He doing it big for the culture. My black spotlight today is none other than Jamar Chase. Mainly because, after a bad performance last week, he bounced back and got me 36 points in fantasy this week. But also because, he's been one of the top receivers in the game for a few years now, and I just want to give him his flowers. Who would have thought, man, going back, what, 6 years when I was around them boys and, I always with them boys, that they would turn out to be this, man. So it's always good to see them boys doing their thing, and I wish him nothing but the best and continued success as his career has as his career continues to evolve.
Yeah, man. Shout out Jamar Chase, man. Let's always love for him and everybody who goes to LSU. My black spotlight for this week is somebody who did a lot of good things for my Texans, and now he's wearing a different uniform, but still doing good things. I gotta say, it's DeAndre Hopkins. 2 weeks with the Ravens, back-to-back weeks. He's had a touchdown in each game, making plays still as a elder wide receiver. I say he's not he's not the young wide receiver he used to be, but he's still making plays and looking like he used to be in some plays. So I mean, the countless years that he gave to my Texas organization and what he's doing now, his story is crazy, even with his mom and all that. Just fighting and persevering through things. somebody to definitely look up to in life and on the field. So my black spotlight this week is DeAndre Hopkins.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out D Hop, man. Shout out D Hop, man. Call my dog old. He
Yeah.
not old, man. He just seasoned.
Yeah.
We a long time with the hands and knots.
It's good to see him balling though, because after, he went to the Chiefs, he didn't really have the production that he wanted to. So it's good to see him balling with Lamar in Baltimore. I think they got a real shot to win the Super Bowl this year. Uh, yeah. But that's all we got for y'all today, man. We appreciate y'all for always locking in to the show and supporting us, man. And we just gonna continue to bring y'all some of the best content each and every week. And y'all just keep it locked here, man.
Amen.
Amen.